Hello friends, welcome to our first ever live event. I'm so excited to put a live spin on no tricks and all treats. So if you're hopping on live, let me know that you're here. Let us know where you're watching from. So excited that so many of you registered ahead of time for the live giveaway. And we've got lots more giveaways coming, so stay tuned. But we are going to get started with some recipes tonight. So if you have comments, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll try to kind of keep an eye on those, but a little bit later I'll stop and kind of check on comments on live as we go throughout the evening, so that we can answer your questions. So feel free to drop questions. If I don't answer them right away, then I promise I'll take a moment and scan through those at some point. But we're going to start cooking, and I've got for you a meatball and pasta bake that's going to be so easy to put together. Now, if you've been to one of my in-person shows here locally, you may have seen me do this, but this has become a family favorite, and it's become one of my favorites because it's so easy. So I'm going to kind of travel you with me. Let me see if I can take you off the stand, because we're going to use the Deluxe air fryer and oven. So let me flip the camera and we're going to get this party started. So we're going to pop this baby on. I love that it says let's get cooking, which is perfect for us to get started tonight. And we are going to use the sink finish, not the sink like the dishes, the sink like synchronized finish. And I'll explain why here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and get this moving and get this preheating. We're going to use the heat and crisp setting, and we're going to set that for about 55 minutes. So that'll be done just in time for the end of the show. And then we're going to go to the top, and we're going to set that to bake on 25 minutes. Perfect. And now we're just going to hit start. Everything's preheating. So let's travel back over here. Whoops. Never mind my messy kitchen there, friends. Let me flip my camera back around. Yep. Here we go. And let's get this put together. And we'll have it ready by the time that that's preheated. So what I've done tonight is I'm trying something new. My girls used to say, why do you try new stuff when company's coming? Well, because it's fun, right? So we're going to use our Deluxe stand mixer, and I am trying out the new meatloaf mix. Now, we're not big meatloaf eaters, but we do like meatballs, and I'm super excited about this. So what I've done, because I love buying these 1 pound ground beef packages from our local, so shout out to Prairie Creek Farms in Kellyville, Oklahoma. If you are local, trust me, you want to get meat there. And they've just started serving breakfast on Saturdays, and oh my gosh, it's so good. Anyway, what I've done is I've taken just a pound of ground beef, 1 egg, and I half the recipe because this box is enough for 2 pounds to make a meatloaf, okay? I've got a pound, so I did half the packet, 1 egg instead of 2, and a 1/4 cup of milk. Did you know that your stand mixer is also a meal prep friend? Yes, it is. And I'm gonna just, you know what? I don't know why I'm putting that back on there, because we're gonna make some meatballs. So I'm gonna grab our scoop, and this is the perfect way to just scoop out those meatballs real quick and real fast. So talk to me. Does your family like pasta dishes? Does your family like meatballs? Again, I'm playing with this recipe tonight because this recipe actually has its own meatball recipe portion, but I've also done it with frozen meatballs, so there's definitely no shame in that game. If you want to, take a shortcut, shortcuts are okay, because you're going to see that this is such an easy recipe to use and to pull together. But I just thought, man, if we could try out this new meatloaf mix tonight in some meatballs, why not, right? So if you haven't, if you're a meatloaf lover, if your family loves meatloaf, I've heard lots of good things about this mix. So I'm super excited to try it. And you know, a meatloaf, obviously you got to have your eggs and your milk, but you got to have your seasonings and you got to add your breadcrumbs. And here's the thing, y'all, I did not add any of that because it was all in the mix. So that really saved me the time, and I just let it mix for, you know, a minute or two right before I came on here and went live. Now I'm using everyone's favorite scoop. We all know these as the cookie scoops. They're actually the stainless scoops. We've got 3 different sizes, 1, 2, and 3 tablespoons. This is my favorite for like my chocolate chip cookie size, okay? So if I'm doing peanut butter cookies, chocolate chip cookies, you know, an average size cookie, this is my go-to for that. Now, sometimes, you know, if we want a little shortbread cookie, then you might use the small one and do more like 1 tablespoon. I'm getting more than I thought I would out of this. I'm really glad I just did 1 pound because that's plenty. But these aren't going to grow like cookies, so we're just going to fit them on there like that. I'm going to let you see here in just a minute. I'm just using the tray that actually came with the Deluxe air fryer and oven. And it's great for really, I mean, you can use it in the top compartment or the bottom compartment. As much as I love, there's like a tiny little bit in here and it needs to go in somebody's meatball because we're not going to waste anything. It's already preheated. It's ready for us. Okay, let me wash my hands up real quick. And we're going to throw the rest of it together and like shove this in there so fast. So here's our meatballs. We just whip those out like super fast. Now what I'm going to do now, let me get that out of the way, and then we'll come back and talk about that once this is baking. But in my pan, this is the small baking pan, and believe it or not, even though it's square, it will hold the same capacity as a 9 by 13. Hey guys, I see more and more of you hopping on here. So here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna blow your mind. We're gonna take a block of cream cheese, and we're literally just gonna like plop it right here, boom, in the middle of the pan, okay? We're going to take our penne pasta. Where'd my pasta go? Did I hide it from myself? Did I not pull it out? I thought I had everything out. Here it is. Okay, just a regular box, like a 1 pound box of penne pasta. Ready? Dump it in there. Just all the way around, okay? Boom. Now we're gonna take a carton of chicken broth, which we all know is like 32 ounces, 4 cups. We're gonna pour that chicken broth. I mean, this is, when we say dump and go, I mean, we ain't kidding. This is dump and go. So we're gonna dump that right around. And I know you're thinking like, I mean, don't we need to cook this pasta? I mean, we're gonna put this like in an oven, right? What's gonna happen? Yep. No cooking, no draining, 1 pan to wash up when it's all done. Okay? Let's move the trash over here. And then the last thing we're gonna grab is a jar of really good marinara. And I personally love Rayo's. Now, these are sometimes hard to get open, so grab your 5-in-1 opener and just break that seal right along the side there. And I'm trying not to stick my elbow in the pasta, right? Okay? And it'll be just enough. Easy. Love the 5-in-1 opener. Saves me so much fighting with jars and bottles and cans and all the things. Boom. That's it, y'all. That's it. Pasta, cream cheese, chicken broth, and marinara sauce. And I will share these recipes with you, just like if we were at a live cooking show. We'll cover this with a little bit of foil, and the foil package I bought is not the wide one, so we're gonna have to, you know, we're gonna wrap the present with a couple of sides. Now, what's gonna happen, watch this, is I'm gonna take this over. Let's see if I can carry and take you too, okay? So we're gonna take this over here. Whoop, not that button. Okay, the bottom compartment, see how it says add food? So the bottom compartment is where the pasta is going to go. And I'm going to grab my, I don't have my oven gloves. They're in my bag. I'm going to grab my old school mitts, which we don't have anymore, and just get that other one out of the way. Okay? So let me just put you back on the stand here, and you can see what's happening. Kind of over the shoulder. This is going to go in the bottom. Okay. And then in the top, we're going to put the meatballs. The meatballs. Boom. And now we're going to press the button and say start. Now you will notice, let me take you back over, you will notice that when you look at the air fryer and oven, notice the top is on hold. The bottom is counting down. And that, my friends, is the beauty of Sync Finish. Because have you ever been putting together a meal and it's like, okay, sorry guys, I didn't get you on the stand real good there. There we go. Whoop. Okay. And in fact, true story. Okay. When Rusty and I very first got married, his mama was always just a fabulous cook. Sadly, I did not get to know her before we got married because she passed away before we got married. And she was a phenomenal cook. And I love to cook, but obviously had big shoes to fill. And not that he expected me to fill those shoes, but I do remember one time after we'd been married for a while, and he was like, do you think that we could try to get this done at the same time as this so that they're both hot at the same time? Now, my husband is the sweetest man. Y'all know, if you've met him, you know that, okay? So he was very hesitant to even ask that question. But, I mean, that's one of the challenges when it comes to cooking, is not just cooking the dish, but having it all done at the same time, right? Hello, this just solved our problem, because we've got pasta that's going to need to bake for 55 minutes. We've got meatballs that's going to need to bake for 25 minutes, and they're also at 2 different temperatures. And herein lies the beauty of Sync Finish, because now I'm free to roam around the country and do other things, and we can make some other things, and we don't have to remember, oh gosh, let's bake that, oh gosh, because it's going to synchronize until, I don't have you to where you can see it, until everything is done at the same time. Oh my gosh, that makes me happy. Anybody else give me some hearts. Does that make anybody else happy? Does that make your life easier? Who doesn't need this in your kitchen, right? So the top compartment is a toaster oven. Think old school toaster oven, but on steroids, because it's also got a stone bake setting, because we all love Pampered Chef Stoneware, and we're going to use some here in just a minute. A pizza setting, a bagel setting, a toast setting, to where you can even choose the shade, anywhere from 1 to 7. And then tell how many pieces or how many bagels are in there. So you can fill the taste, the preferences of everybody in your family. All the baking, all the things that you want to do up there. But then the bottom compartment is your air fryer. And so we've got convection, and we can dehydrate, and we can roast, and we can heat and crisp. Now, what does that mean? We're using the heat and crisp setting. What that means is it's going to bake at the temperature that it's set at, but then the last 5 minutes, it's going to crank that temperature up, which is going to serve a very good purpose, and you'll see why in just a minute. So when that gets to a certain point, we're going to give it a stir, and we're going to add some cheese, because we got to have cheese on a pasta bake, right? So let me grab our mozzarella, or as I sometimes like to say mozzarella. It's not where it usually is because I moved it so I would be easy to find, and you know, I wasn't looking at the easy to find place. Okay, why do we need to grate our own cheese, friends? Anybody know? Drop it in the comments. I'm gonna grab my adjustable coarse grater, and this is the only way that we prepare cheese these days, okay? Now, yes, it does come with a food holder so that you keep the skin off the back of your knuckles. We're gonna need about 2 cups of grated cheese. I think I've got enough here in this package. If not, we'll bust out another. Anybody else know why you need to grate your own cheese? I don't know if I can see the comments or not, y'all. But if I can, drop it in the comment. I'll be watching. Why don't we just buy that bag? It's already shredded. And pay twice as much. Anybody know? Got any thoughts? Any ideas why we want to grate our own? Maybe you're watching from a place that you can't type. I'll give you a second. See if you people, I know you're smart. I know we've got smart friends on here. Anybody know why? Okay. Well, first of all, how long did that take me? Like, not long at all, right? Okay? Hello, Willow. The other thing is guess what? Now, all I have to melt and all I have to eat is just cheese. Not cheese plus some other mystery ingredient, powdery preservative, who knows what, wood pulp. We don't know that they've thrown in the bag to keep it from sticking together, okay? We're only eating cheese. We're only melting cheese. But here's the other thing, y'all. This calls for 2 cups of shredded cheese. Shredded cheese is packaged by volume. Block cheese is packaged by weight. So an 8-ounce block, we think 8 ounces is 1 cup, right? But an 8-ounce block will give you not 1, but 2 cups of shredded cheese. So it's so much cheaper to shred it yourself. And I mean, that took me seconds, y'all. Now, I measure with my heart, so that's probably a little more than 2 cups, but you know what? I love cheese, and that's okay, right? Let's talk about our Deluxe stand mixer, because this would make a great Christmas gift. This would make a great housewarming gift. This would make a great, Merry Christmas to you. You do know you can make a wish list on Pampered Chef's website, right? And you do know that you can share that link with me. And you do know that I would be happy to drop that link in your, I don't know, husband, parent, best friend, children's text messenger, right? I can be your secret Santa. I'm happy to do that. I love being elves and helpers at Christmas time. But here's the thing. I had my KitchenAid that I got when we got married. And I've been a huge, huge fan of my KitchenAid. And I've used it till it about died. Okay? So I was really going to have to be convinced when this came out. Well, here's what convinced me. First of all, it's lighter than a KitchenAid. The bowl is a larger capacity, and it's got more horsepower. That right there was impressive. But what really sold me on this was how smart it was. So you've got all of these different settings that match up even with pictures. Like, show me, you should use this attachment when you use this setting. Okay, dough hook, mix, paddle, all the things, okay? But for instance, have you ever mixed up the chocolate chip cookies we were talking about with the scoop? And you put the butter and the sugar in there, and you want it to cream, and it either gets too much or not quite enough, okay, you put cream on, you hit the button again. It's kind of like this. I can walk away because it knows how fast, how slow, how long. It's like so smart. You add the flour, right? And we always like stand back and kind of, because you get a poof right in your face. No poof in your face with this. It's amazing. And that would be a really nice Merry Christmas to yourself, especially if you could snag it at 60% off. So we'll give you opportunities for that too. Let's go ahead and mix up our cake. I told you that we're going to get a fall flavor inspired dessert, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, who doesn't love pumpkin spice? Maybe you're not a pumpkin spice fan. Maybe you are. You can buy a spice cake this time of the year, but sometimes you can't find them. And let's face it, the fancy cake variations are more expensive. So here's your hack. You're going to buy a yellow cake mix. You're going to grab everyone's best friend, okay? The bag and clip slicer set. Yes, it stays in a magnet on my fridge. Yes, it clips, but here we go. Watch, don't blink. The front piece right there goes right here, zippity-doo-dah, and I've opened the bag. Now, all I'm going to add to this is an egg and a can of pumpkin. So again, very inexpensive, very yummy, but you may be saying that's yellow cake and you needed a spice cake. Hello, Cinnamon Plus. We love our crunchy cinnamon and our Cinnamon Plus and the best vanilla in the whole entire world, because they come out of the vault this time of the year, which makes us so happy. So what's the difference? Crunchy cinnamon is the best cinnamon you'll ever bake with. I wish you could smell it, but unfortunately you can't over the internet. But Cinnamon Plus is the best cinnamon you'll ever bake with, plus the nutmeg and the cloves and the orange peel and all that yummy goodness. So I had this thought one day because I didn't have a spice cake, and I was like, you know what? Bet I can make my own. And sure enough, it works. 1 teaspoon of Cinnamon Plus, a yellow cake mix. I'm going to grab this cute anniversary scraper. How fun is that for our 45th anniversary? And I'm going to add an egg and a can of pumpkin. So now I have a spice cake for way less money. If you do not have this in your life, trust me, no one has time to go to the ER when you're cooking, and certainly not as we enter the holidays. This is your smooth edge can opener, okay? So when we go on and we right clockwise turn, that was not a really good sentence. We turn clockwise. We're locked on now. Can you see it? Can you see how that fits on there like that? Okay? Because we're breaking the seal on the outside. We are not cutting the metal. Okay? You'll kind of feel when you get there. I personally like to go one more turn just for good measure. And then I'm going to counterclockwise. The button on the side works a bird's beak. You see it going? See the teeth? Bump, bump, bump. Here we go. We're going to grab that lip. Look at that. Boom. No sharp edges. Ain't nobody going to the ER. Because, I mean, I know personally friends who have, like, if they got everything out of the can, here's what happened. Then they threw the can with the sharp edge in the trash. And they went to take the trash out. And you know how you like smush the trash just to make sure you've got it all in there? And the next thing you know, they were going to the ER. Not a good thing at all. So let me grab my egg, because we need 1 egg. And we're going to bake this cake. I mentioned earlier that we all love Pampered Chef Stoneware. We are going to bake this cake in our round stone baker. I love that piece of stoneware. It's deep enough that I can do cinnamon rolls in it on Christmas morning. I can do any kind of bread. But what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to stoneware, we all think of, baking on your stone in the oven, right? But we can use stoneware in the microwave. And so many people don't realize that. Now, do not put your stoneware on top of the stove. It will crack your stoneware. You will call me crying, and it will not be a good time, okay? But stoneware goes in the oven, and stoneware goes in the microwave. And yes, that means stoneware goes in your Deluxe air fryer and oven because it's an oven, right? So you can bake in there. Look at that, y'all. That's 1 egg and a can of pumpkin. No water, no oil, no nothing. I will share these recipes with you just like I would if we were at a live cooking show. You're just not going to get to eat it, okay? Love this scraper, and I'm loving these bowls because they don't scoot across the counter. This is your large one, okay? So here's your round stone baker, and I'm simply going to put this right in there, and it's going to go in the microwave for about 10 to 12 minutes. Doesn't take long, y'all. So again, this is such a hands-off dinner that I have time to pull off a fun fall-inspired dessert. But this is easy. So if you need to entertain at the last minute, if the kids show up at your house, I don't know if that ever happens to you, and you need something, or you need to take, maybe you need to take something to a neighbor, or maybe you need to take a meal to somebody that just had a baby, or, gosh, we've all been there, right? Okay? Maybe just came home from the hospital, had surgery. This is an easy meal, but they're going to feel special, like you did something super nice for them, but it wasn't hard. So let me go shove this in the microwave again, like 10 to 12 minutes. We'll pop that in there. Don't need the cover right now, but I am loving. I'll pull this out of the microwave to shove that in. This new microwave collapsible cover, and I think it's back in stock. It went so fast there for a while that it look, folds flat, pops back open. It just stays in our microwave. And then this just goes in the top rack of the dishwasher. So, after a while when it gets, messy, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so we're still baking over here. The top still says hold, so that means it's waiting for the bottom to be on the time that the top needs, okay? Now I'm gonna scroll here just a minute, and I'm actually gonna scroll over here on my other device just to make sure that we are, I've got, yes, I am not seeing, okay, perfect. You all got all kinds of comments, and I am not seeing those. I knew that I was probably not seeing lots of comments. So let me get something extra special and yummy going for you, and then I'll answer some questions and some comments. Let's move this out of the way, and I'm going to grab the pop and stir. Oh my gosh, y'all. So first of all, let me know who has this, even though I can't see right now, but I will look eventually. So you notice this nest like this for storage, so it doesn't take up that much room. There's cord storage in the bottom, so let me pull that cord out so that we can plug it in. And the reason why it's called the pop and stir is because the pop is just what you think it is for making popcorn. And the stir setting, so you've got two settings. You see that? Okay, one says pop and the other says nuts, which means we're gonna make candy nuts. Now, first of all, who loves going through the mall or at the fair, or maybe a craft show, and they're selling those nuts, and they're like so good, so yummy. Well, we're gonna make ours. Now, if we were doing popcorn, this would go on top, obviously. And look here, look at the top. That's where your pats of butter sit, and they drip down while the popcorn's popping. Because I don't know about you, but if I go get popcorn, I want butter all the way through, not just on the top, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to take a cup, got just a cup in my prep bowl here, cup of pecans. Now we could do whatever nuts we wanted. We're going to add a half a cup of sugar. So let me grab a minute to measure that out. These easy reads are so easy to read that we can see real quick if we've got a half a cup. No, y'all, I wish you could smell this pasta over here. I'm thinking these meatballs are going to be really good. Okay, a half a cup of sugar. So sugar, right? Okay, that goes all over. Yum! And then we need 1.5 teaspoons of the beautiful crunchy cinnamon and 2 tablespoons of water. So let's just sprinkle it. Now, when this starts, y'all, talk about smell-o-vision. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay? Let's throw that in there, get that out of the way. We need 2 tablespoons of water. And again, I love these little easy read measuring cups. Now let me give you a little secret. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of water. We're gonna do about a teaspoon of our double strength pure vanilla. So I like to go ahead and just put the teaspoon of the vanilla, again, measure with your heart, in the water, and then I can just drizzle that right on top. Boom, turn on the nut setting, and we are going. Can y'all see that? Now what's gonna happen is this plate is going to start to get hot. And you may already be thinking, okay, that's gonna be really messy to clean up. Well, guess what? The plate goes in the dishwasher. Hallelujah. Okay, easy to clean up. This is gonna start bubbling. It's going to start, you know, all that yummy goodness that we added, all those ingredients are gonna kind of come together. It will start to thicken, and it's gonna make this beautiful caramelly, cinnamony sauce, if you will, that will eventually coat these nuts. And how do you know when they're done? It's gonna be about 7 or 8 minutes. It doesn't, I mean, it's kind of dangerous how little time it takes. But they're all going to start to look kind of sandy, like you're at the beach, okay? And at that point, you know they're done and they're ready to enjoy. And I'm gonna put a few of these on top of our cake. So here's what I wanna plant the seed for you about. Let me grab my little mini mix and scraper. Love that guy. He must be in the dishwasher. I try to keep several. Where is he hiding? Oh, I got it out. I actually remembered to get that one out. Did I? Y'all, the struggle is real. Where is it hiding? Okay, and then we're gonna grab our mixing scraper because I don't know where the mini one's hiding. Basically, your only job is to just make sure nobody jumps out of the pool, okay? That's it. And these guys are doing just fine like they are, but if they start to climb the side, just shove them back down in there. It's all good. This smells so good, y'all, so good. Now, let's take a moment and kind of prepare for what's going to happen next, which is, okay, we're doing good. We are doing great there. Let me grab us some hot plates or some hot pads. Love these guys. Look, there's 3 in 1, okay? That way when this gets hot and ready, I can pull that out give that a little bit of a stir. And I'm gonna grab my oven gloves too. So I'll be right back, y'all. Just when I thought I had everything out, there's still always something. But that's okay, because we're here in my house, and I love it, okay? This is bubbling. Oh my gosh, it's bubbling, it's bubbling. Can you see it? I wish you could smell this. I really wish you could smell this. I understand, it's just the way that it is. But y'all, how much do you spend on those little bags of candied nuts when you go to the places at the fair and whatever? Okay, they're expensive. So here's what you want to think about. How many of those little bags could you make and give as Christmas gifts to your neighbors and your kids' teachers and the girl that does your nails and the person that cuts your hair and right? Your pastor, your Sunday school teacher, the people that like, you want to do a little something to just say, hey, you know what? I like you and I appreciate you, but you don't want to break the bank. This is a great gift. So not only is it going to be yummy, but this is a great gift, y'all. And that is looking so good. We're going to let that go just a little bit longer till it gets just a little sandier. It's bubbling up. It's nice and hot. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, I want to show you a couple of things that are on sale, and then I'm going to take some questions, okay? And I'll scroll back through and answer questions that maybe you've asked that I've missed. Okay, so you may not have seen, but as of yesterday, we have a charcuterie sale that's going on through the end of the week, October 31st, and you can get our dual-sided charcuterie board. This comes out, it will go in either of these spots or just sit off to the side, okay? Or you can flip it over and have just a nice flat board to do your meats, your cheeses, however you want. I mean, think dips, think candies, think your taco bar, think your toppings for your what all could you do with this, okay? And then the charcuterie accessory set, you're gonna get 2 of these little, and they come in this perfect little storage bag, 2 of these little bowls. You're going to get all your little serving pieces, so like your cheese and your knife and your, now there's a fork in here. I've got these little guards on, a spreader and the fork. And then you get those cute little prongs and cards so that you can mark and label your cheeses. Okay, you can buy one and get the other half price, and it's however you want to mix and match. So maybe you want 2 boards, maybe you want 1 of each, maybe you want 2 of each. There's no limit. Get what you want, okay? And one's going to be half off. Buy one, get one half off. The hot chocolate gift set is going to be another really nice set that you can get. Look at these, like 2 from. You don't even have to box it and wrap it and all the things, okay? And you're gonna get the homemade marshmallow mix. You're gonna get toasted hazelnut, mint chocolate. All of these are hot chocolate mixes. White chocolate snickerdoodle and sea salt caramel. Oh my gosh, yum. Now, y'all know, you've probably seen me talk about the Kids Club box. I love the Kids Club box. This one happens to be the Dough Much Fun box, but we now have the Taco Bout Tasty box. There are lots of more. My English is really good tonight, friends. Lots of boxes that are coming. So you can either buy the individual Dough Much Fun box, or you can do a series. It's not a subscription, so you don't have to worry about canceling. You don't have to worry about, something renewing. And you can either do a 3 series or a 6 box series. It will come every 2 months. Y'all, I love giving experience gifts, and this is a perfect one. Explore that because it's awesome. And then you may have seen my fun post with Willow, who was just walking around here, the homemade dog treat set. This is releasing on November 1st. So that's why I'm giving you through November 1st to shop this event, because I want you to be able to snag this if you want to. But you're going to get the cute little jar. You're going to get the cute little bone cutter. You're going to get a package of the pumpkin pie, and it's all excellent ingredients. And then you're going to get a homemade recipe so that when you've used the mix, you can make them again, because we want to be able to make and make and make. Now, let me let you see these. This is kind of hot. You see how sandy those are? There's no more bubbly going on, okay? So I will just dump those off in a bowl, or on a piece of waxed paper is usually the best thing to do, just to let them kind of cool, set. I would share one with you if I could. I promise I would. Did you hear that beep? Guess what? We're at the time where we're now set for the top to cook. So it just started. And I didn't have to do a blooming thing, right? All right, let me dump these out. In fact, let me just get some, I'll just grab some parchment paper here, and we'll dump those on there too. Because this is hot, we'll let those kind of cool, and they'll be ready to go on my cake. My cake is done. I heard it beep. Let's pull it out so that it can be kind of cooling down. And we'll answer some of your questions, because I love hearing from you guys. So let me grab our cake. Look at that, y'all. We got a cake in 10 minutes in the microwave. Pumpkin spice. I'm loving it. Now, I'm going to take the easy route, and I'm going to ice that with just a can of cream cheese icing. So easy, so good. We'll let that, in fact, I'm going to let that cool just a minute. And let's answer some questions. So let me grab this. Got all these things here in the way. Let's move. Because I want to see what you guys are saying and what you're asking and all the things. All right, let me refresh. Holy cow, we got a lot of comments. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so, let me... Why is it not showing me all the comments? Refresh. Refresh. Oh, y'all. It's only showing me like real time. Oh, no. I'm learning, friends. I am learning. So, okay. All right, so Lori's saying she's going to mix up a glaze instead of that thick froth. Oh my gosh. And you know what would be so good in that glaze? Is maybe that new toffee apple gourmet syrup with, or some fresh whipped cream with a hint of that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The truffle said, best way to wash the dish you use for the pecans. Okay, Jeanette. So all you're going to do is you're going to take this off. Now, I can't do this right now because it's still hot, okay? But this unscrews, and the bottom screw, pulls out, and this arm comes off. And as soon as you hit that with the water, it literally just, it's so nonstick it falls off. If you want to put this in the dishwasher, you can. I've never had to, because it just cleans up so easily. I wish that this would let me see. This is making me so sad, y'all, because I'm seeing like so many, or the cinnamon plus. Yes, Lori, absolutely. So can I back up? Let me see if I back up, if it shows me your comments. Yes, you are welcome. Y'all, I am so sorry that I'm learning. So the next time we do this, I am going to I'm going to keep this right here so that I can see out of the corner of my eye, since I wasn't seeing your comments on the camera. If you have questions that have not answered yet, maybe you just made a comment, but if you have questions that I've not answered yet, will you ask them again? I am so sorry to say that, but will you ask them again so that I can see them, because technology is not cooperating with me. I love that you guys are seeing each other as friends in here and going, yay. Marilyn is saying she wants to order a couple of things. I'm going to share with you a shopping link, and those of you who registered are actually going to get an automatic text from me as soon as this event's over with the shopping link. Now, here's the fun part. I'm going to do some giveaways. In fact, we're going to do that here in just a second. Let me see where we are as far as time goes. Yes, we're running perfect on time. So I'm going to do some giveaways in just a moment, and I'm going to give away some of the things that I said that we were going to give away. And the rest of the things that we're going to give away are going to be given away this weekend. And here's how you enter for the rest of the giveaways. You're going to shop on the shopping link, place an order. If you still haven't scheduled your November or December party and you need to do that, you will get an extra entry into that giveaway drawing. And if you shop tonight before midnight, you'll also get a double entry into the drawing. So stay tuned. I'm going to give you that link. But let me tell you something else before we do the giveaways. I am super excited about what's coming in November. And since we're talking about booking a November, December show, I do not know what December's host special is going to be. So I'm not holding, you guys know, you're my VIPs. So I let you know like as soon as I know, okay? But November's host special is 60% off anything. And when your guest sales are $650 or more, you're going to get a second 60% off anything. Got to be two different items. Hello, 60% off your stand mixer and 60% off your Deluxe air fryer and oven. Or maybe 60% off the stone and 60% off your pop and stir. I don't know. What would you use 60% off on? Okay? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, Christina is saying she'd like to know about the older stoneware in the microwave as well. Yes, we all know that the stoneware has been updated with new technology and you can now put it in the dishwasher. The way that you know if your stoneware can go, let me see if I can pick this up, it's still kind of hot, is there's kind of a pattern on the bottom. See these extra kind of groove, right? Okay, that lets you know that that's new technology stoneware. It's called Stone Fusion, and that means it can go in the dishwasher. Old stoneware, no. But as far as the microwave, all stoneware, old or new, can go in the microwave, Christina. I have baked whole chickens. I've done loaded potato soup. I've done so many things in my deep covered baker in the microwave. And it's beautiful. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, I'm seeing, oh my gosh, somebody, I said, I booked my party for November. Woohoo! Yes, yes. Now, speaking of stoneware, let me show you this really, really special stone. See, there's the grooves on the back of that one. This heart stone is an exclusive. And if you haven't seen already, the only way that you can get this heart stone is by giving this business a try this month. Because instead of having just 2 new consultant kits, we have a third one. And the third one is this stone and the ability to start your business for only $19.80. Yes, less than $20. Why is it $19.80? Because Pampered Chef started on October 15th in 1980. What were you doing in 1980? I was 9 in 1980 and probably living my best life, right? How many things could you, I'm thinking heart pizza, I'm thinking heart cookies. Have you seen the picture I shared? You turn it upside down and it makes like a cute little pumpkin and put the stem out of the top. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this, but y'all, the heart of this business has always been to bring people around the table. And I cannot tell you for over 13 years how this business and all of you, because without all of you, I would have no business, have blessed my family and given me the flexibility to be able to stay at home and be with my kids and do the things that I felt like I needed and wanted to do as a mom. But here's the thing, guys. About 75% of our consultants don't work this and stay at home. They do this right alongside of a full-time job. Maybe you're just looking for cash for Christmas. I walked into the Target the other day, and they had a sign saying that they were looking to hire for Christmas. Now, I don't know about you. I mean, I like shopping just like the rest of you. But I don't know that if I told Target, hey, I want to work just for the holidays, but I only want to work this many hours, and I can't work weekends because, I mean, my daughter's got cross-country meets, and we have family dinners usually on Sunday, and I don't want to work Sunday morning because I'm at church and sometimes helping leading worship on Sunday mornings, and I can't work. But I could work maybe Tuesday from... do you think they're going to have a conversation with me? I kind of doubt it. Because, and rightfully so, because they're going to say, you know what? If you can't work when we need you, then we don't need you. And that's fair, okay? I'm not knocking Target or anywhere else that may be hiring for the holidays. But what I am telling you is if that's your situation and you want to be able to only work when it works for you and your family and not when somebody tells you you have to work, or maybe you want to work and still be working your full-time job, that rather than door dashing and having to drive around and put miles on your car and leave your kids and leave your family, maybe you would like to just work from home and never have to leave your house. We need to talk, because for $19.80, you can earn some cash for Christmas. And if it's not you, maybe there's somebody that you're thinking of right now that's going, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for them. They could do this. Please let me help them. I would love the opportunity to show them how this could fit, because life's full, but this can fit. Now, how much time do we have? We've got 2 minutes. I've got our cake, look how yummy that looks. Let me keep you all updated here. We do still have catalogs, Samantha. That's a great question. We have a beautiful catalog, but obviously everything is online too. And speaking of online, when I share this shopping link with you tonight, you're going to want to go, it's going to take you to our platform called Table, okay? And Table has like so many extra goodies on there besides just your link to shop. And one of the extra goodies that it has is a Find Your Kitchen style quiz that may take you like a minute, maybe 2. I don't even think it'll take you that long to take. And when you take it for the very first time, it's going to give you a $5 credit that's associated with your email. And you can use that on your order that you place tonight and then get double entries into the extra giveaways. Okay, y'all, look. How easy was that? I mean, it baked in the microwave and it's done. I'm going to sit this over here out of the way. because we're going to pull out this pasta. As soon as this hits 10 minutes, which is just about another minute left, we're going to pull out this pasta and we are going to give it a stir. So let me grab another mixing scraper because we all know you can't have too many of those. Love these guys. Okay, here's a tip. If you're making, and this one's probably my oldest one. Oh my gosh, look at that logo. That is an old one. And I need to do this with this one. If your mixing scrapers or your cutting boards maybe get stained from some marinara sauce or need a little freshening up, here's how you get that out. You lay it out in the sun. Just let it sit out in the sun. Now, don't let your neighbors think you're having a yard sale and they'll take your scrapers. Don't do that, okay? But lay it out in the sun. The sun will bleach it out and it'll be good as new. Isn't that crazy? Crazy, crazy, friends. Okay, yes, it's the last 10 minutes. All we're gonna do is we're gonna give this a stir, so it's right about time. We're gonna give this a stir. And it does. Clarice says, yes, that works. Yes. We're going to pull this out. We're going to give our pasta a stir. Y'all, I can't wait for you to see this. And then we're going to put the cheese on top. Okay? Now remember, we've got our cream cheese in here. If you joined late, we put a block of cream cheese, we put our raw pasta, and we put our marinara sauce and a can of chicken broth. Can you see that? Can y'all see that? Let me make sure you can see. Yes. Oh my gosh, y'all, I think I finally figured out. Somebody say something, because I think I just figured out how if I swiped a different direction that I'd be able to see a comment. I'm learning, right? Love it. Love learning new things. I'm hoping, friends, that eventually when we grow my YouTube channel, then I'll be able to stream it on there too. And that way, even if you're not on Facebook, you'll still be able to watch this live too. Can somebody say something, even if you just say hi? Lori Carey, if you're still there, I know you're good for help. Just say hi. I just want to see if I can see it. Because this signed me out. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing it. Swipe left. Okay. We'll keep playing. But can you see what's happening? Like, this pasta needs no attention. We need nothing drained. And it may still look a little liquidy right now at first. But, oh my gosh, y'all. All I'm doing is just kind of incorporating that cream cheese. That's really all I'm doing at this point. Now, we're going to leave the lid or the foil off. Look how good that looks. We're going to take that shredded cheese and put it right on top. Now, you remember I said you're going to understand why we love the heat and crisp setting. Well, because when that temperature cranks up, guess what it's going to do to this cheese? Yes, my friends, it's going to make it all nice and melty. Love these guys. If you don't have those flexible mats, you need that in your life. You know, there are just some things that are basic that, like, I use all the time that you can't live without, okay? And the dogs always start showing up when the cheese comes out, every single time. Now, I missed a spot there, and I know we've probably got enough cheese, but like I said, you measure cheese with your heart, right? Okay? Protein, it's good for you. Okay, we're gonna put this back in. Let's see what's going on with these. Oh, those are looking good, y'all. I'm going to put this back in, and that's going to crank up and finish up that cheese. And while that's happening, we're going to give some things away. Who wants to hear that? That sound like a good idea? I'm thinking so too. All right, let's move that out of the way. Let's move that out of the way. Put that back on the fridge before we lose it. Okay. Yes, Clarice, you must pay the cheese tax. All right, thank you. I see that you did holler, Lori, but for some reason I'm still not seeing it up here on this device. So we'll figure it out. We got this, friends. All right, let's find the paper and see who, because I let my random wheel spin this afternoon, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 giveaways that we're going to do tonight. Okay, you ready? Orange creamsicle dessert mix. Now, I didn't carry these all out here with me, but I have them here in my hot little hands, and they will go to the post office very soon and be heading your way. Orange creamsicle dessert mix, and the winner of that is Erin Tittle. Erin, you've got orange creamsicle dessert mix heading your way. The butter chicken meal mix, the winner of that is Courtney Sanchez, and I think I did see Courtney here live with us tonight, so yay! Courtney, you've got the butter chicken meal mix coming. The basil pesto seasoning mix is coming to, and I hope I'm going to say your last name right, Linda Corcoran. And if I'm saying that wrong, please forgive me, because names are important, and I have one of those names that most people don't pronounce right either. But Linda, the basil pesto seasoning mix is yours. And then I've got 2 chili mixes that I'm going to give to 2 different people, Anna Melton and Nicole Runyon. You are the winners of the chili mix. And Christy Borden, you are the winner of the Indian style rice mix. So congratulations to Erin, Courtney, Linda, Anna, Nicole, and Christy. You all have prizes coming your way, and that means that there are a few prizes still to come. And one of those prizes, let me see if I can find that list. So that big cast aluminum roasting pan is coming. The 3-quart stainless saucepan, the tube cake pan, the decorative food cutter, a set of coated steak knives, and the mini counter vacuum. Y'all, I'm loving this thing. Look at this cheese. Uh-oh. I may have run the batteries down. I have. But it would clean up all of this. I can't believe that. I bet it got accidentally left on in my bag. Loving the mini counter vacuum. So how do you enter for those drawings? You're going to shop the link that I will post here as soon as we sign off. If you shop the link tonight, you get not 1 entry but double entries into the drawing. If you shop the rest of the week, you get an entry into the drawing. Okay, so shop tonight, get 2. Shop the rest of the week, get 1. And you have an extra entry if you already reached out to me, or if you still reach out to me before the end of the week and book your November or December party. Now, make sure that you take that survey, because that will give you $5 off your order. And when you spend at least $90 in product, the guest special this month is $15 off a future order. And yes, there will be other VIP events coming. If you got that $15 off, maybe shopping a party in September or earlier this month, it's associated with your email. Okay, so when you go to check out, sorry, all the dogs are coming alive, it's about that time. When you go to check out, go all the way to the checkout screen, and you'll see a credit, account credit, and it'll show like $15, or if you have a 15 and a 5, $20, whatever. And then you're going to fill in that blank with how much you want to use and click apply. If you need that explanation, reach out to me. It's just not something I can access because it's tied to your login and your email. So you have to do it from your side. But I am happy to help. I will walk you through it, okay? I want you to see this because it's coming out in 1 minute. And I'm going to dish this all up. And then I'm going to sign off and let you guys shop and enjoy the rest of your evening. Let me check for any other questions while we're waiting. Sorry, I bet that's my family about to pull in. Everybody's coming home from dance. I love, you guys are such great family. I mean, I love how you congratulate each other and celebrate for each other. I am so excited about this whole evening. Let me know, would you like to have more of these events? I would love to do these, and I am excited about some other brainstorms that I have coming for future ones. So let me know, has this been fun? Has this been beneficial? If it has, drop a heart or something in the chat, because your time is valuable, and I am so appreciative of the opportunity that I get to serve you. I'm going to pull this out, and I've got me a bowl. Like I said, this is real life, folks. My family's fixing to probably come in the door. It's a dance night. This beautiful anniversary stoneware. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look, it's hand turned. It's made in the same, or anniversary dinnerware. It's made in the same factory in Texas where our stoneware is manufactured, right here in the good old USA. And that's going to be a perfect bowl for my dinner here for my family. All right, 10 seconds. We're counting them down. Oh my gosh. And it's literally 10 seconds for both the meatballs and the pasta, because we used sink finish. Yes. Yay, 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 yay. Okay. Happy dance. Oh my gosh, y'all. Wish you could smell them. Look at those meatballs. Right there. This is all warm and bubbly and uh-oh. Did we reconnect? Okay. Thank you so much for joining us live, for being here, for being awesome. I'll post all of that, and I'll post the recipes in the replay. Thanks, guys. Mwah. Bye.